everybody, and welcome back to Vignette to Vogue. I'm your host with the most, Tiffany. And we are at vlog number 16. We're rolling right along. Just a quick little synopsis of things, where I'm going with this. So, like I said, Vignette to Vogue has been a concept that I've been developing for probably over a year. So I had some, images and outfits in the queue. But now that I'm headed up to vlog 16, I started to look at what I have left, and it's time for me to start really coming up with new imagery and new outfit ideas. So I'm excited. This is a milestone. This is vlog 16, and I have basically done this 16 times, and I'm very proud. I'm very happy for everybody who's been with me on this journey. So with that being said, please subscribe to this channel. Give me a thumbs up. Go back and watch the other 16 videos if you can. They're all short. You can binge them or you can watch them in increments, but just needing your support as I continue this journey with Vignette to Vogue, right? So today, what are we going to talk about today? Today we're going to talk about Feng Shui. So Feng Shui, what is that? I heard about Feng Shui probably close to 30 years ago now. And I'm just going to define it. It is an ancient Chinese practice that focuses on arranging living and working spaces to harmonize with the natural world. And it also promotes well-being. So when I first heard about it, I started trying to implement some of the practices of it, placement of things, certain elements with like water, wood, certain colors mean certain things within Feng Shui. And Feng Shui literally just means wind and water. And the idea and the concept in the Chinese tradition is that it's derived from an ancient belief that energy or qi flows through spaces like wind and is influenced by water. So for instance, if you've seen people who have koi ponds on their estate, or if you went into like a Chinese food restaurant and they had a fish tank, the belief about prosperity, the flow of energy into their business, they're actually implementing the practice of Feng Shui. And I wanted to talk about that today too, because when we're talking about our interior design spaces, we are wanting to feel a certain energy in those spaces, and we want to feel like it's not stagnant, the energy in our homes. So for instance, if your space is kind of cluttered and it's a lot of things, some people say, I can't think in here, or I can't function in a space that's too cluttered. And that really speaks to the energy of the space. So energy is very important, and Feng Shui is just one of those things that is utilized to keep the energy flow inside of a space. So I actually do practice Feng Shui. My bed, so in the room, there's certain positions where you're supposed to place things. And in my bedroom, for instance, my bed is on the command wall, which is the command wall is the wall across from the door that exits the room. So let's say you're in your room and you have your bed up against the same wall where the door is. That's not the command position in that space. If you move it to the opposite wall of the door, that means it's in the command space, which means you can see what's happening. When you're on the wall with the door, you really can't see if somebody's coming in. But if you're at that command space, you can see everything that's going on. So in Feng Shui, rooms are divided into sections based on the Bagua map, which represents 8 life areas plus a center for you. Each area is associated with a specific element and color, guiding design choices to harmonize the space. The Bagua map is overlaid on a floor plan, with the front door typically aligning with one of the bottom sections of the room. So I'm going to put up an image of what those areas represent. I can't remember them all, so that's why I'm going to put it up for you so you can see. But like it's the center of it, I know, is health and vitality, but then I think it's also love, prosperity, relationships, money. So different corners in your room represent different aspects, And in those different areas is where you would put the certain elements that correlate to what you're trying to attract in that area of life. So in that regard, Feng Shui, you can do this in any room in your home with Feng Shui. You could do it in your living room, your kitchen. There are certain elements. Feng Shui uses a lot of mirrors sometimes to redirect energy if necessary. So if you have, like, for instance, a window where energy is being driven out, you could put something reflective there that could bring the energy back in if you're losing too much energy. And another very interesting thing that I came across when I was doing my, I guess, reintroduction to Feng Shui, because like I said, I've learned about it a while ago, but I haven't talked about it or been really working in it deeply in a number of years. But some of the symbolism that I had been seeing in the chinoiserie designs are also akin to Feng Shui. So one symbol in particular is the four blessings symbol, and it is a Chinese Taoist symbol for good luck. And each quadrant of the symbol represents life attributes needed to live an exemplary life. So it's happiness, prosperity, longevity, and good fortune. So I was looking at Feng Shui, and I noticed, oh my goodness, I have items that are my jewelry that I consider chinoiserie, which we remember was the Chinese, the English interpretation of the Chinese culture, but they adopted some of those symbols. So for instance, my bracelets that I have on, both have on that good luck symbol, that four quadrant symbol that is a representation of Feng Shui. Feng Shui has a lot of other elements. Like I said, for instance, fish represents prosperity. So do coins, certain other elements. But a big summary of Feng Shui is that symbol of happiness, joy, good fortune, longevity. And again, I have it on my bracelets. I'm going to put in a picture of some earrings that I have that I bought not even knowing that this symbol was associated with Feng Shui. And also some of my favorite sandals have that same symbol. So I'm practicing Feng Shui, the four elements, without even recognizing it, because I just think it's beautiful, and I love it in terms of what it represents for chinoiserie and the design aesthetic, and what that means for Vignette to Vogue, because a lot of my favorite vignettes are done in that style. But now I'm realizing that it runs deeper in terms of the energy. So we're going back to that energy, right? Without even knowing, I energetically attracted that symbol to me. And I have it in a lot of the things that I wear. So I just wanted to talk about the importance of energy in interior design, as well as fashion. Things, that you are kind of drawn to, it probably has a deeper meaning if you take a look a little bit deeper. And I wanted to encourage everybody to look more into Feng Shui, or just look into the art of energy in general. Think about Tai Chi, that movement energy, yoga, all of those things. Keep our bodies moving, keep the energy flowing, because at the end of the day, we are energy in motion. So Feng Shui, it just talks about that in the room. So I want you to take a look at some imagery about Feng Shui. Look into it a little bit more, see if it resonates with you, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
We love this chinoiserie bustier and looking like that chinoiserie vase. We paired it with our acrylic beach bag just to add some color, as well as our blue and white chinoiserie earrings. Look how it looks like the vase, as well as our bracelets. We just paired this look with some jeans just to make it a casual look. But we also added our pinstripe and floral pumps just to add some color from the blouse. The blouse reminds me of ECAT a little bit, and the pink and greens pull out the colors of the flower in the vase, and then the geometric pattern gives us that wallpaper, because it's Vignette to Vogue, baby.